Hello, everyone. It's Robin here at the Good Place bench in Marrakech on day 3 of the International Conference for Urban Health. And I'm here joined here by my good friend in the last days from Zambia, Goodson. And you were actually referred by a previous interview I had with Leslie Rubin about his project Break the Cycle, where he really works with students, and he put one student forward, which was you, and I got inspired and I want to immediately know more. So Goodson, welcome. How are you feeling?
Thank you very much. It's a lovely morning, a sunny one in Marrakech, which is good. And it being the last day for some of us, we have to go back to Lusaka, Zambia. Yes, so far so good. I've been enjoying the conference,
Good.
and it's been nice. Looking forward to more conferences coming in the nearest future, starting next year, and the other ones that will come. Yeah, so I'd like to also appreciate Dr. Leslie Rubin,
Yeah.
Break the Cycle founder,
Yeah.
and as well as my mentor from the University of Zambia, Dr. Nosiku Munyinda, who's actually been mentoring me in terms of my academics as well as projects within Break the Cycle Africa.
Right.
Yes.
Not everyone has watched, of course, the interview with Leslie about Break the Cycle. So maybe you can quickly share what Break the Cycle is, short, and then tell us a bit more about the project that you're working on.
All right. So Break the Cycle in terms of what we are considering health disparities, environmental health disparities, especially within the children. So we're looking at environmental factors, social factors in relation to children's health. So, for example, we can give an example is where these children are coming from. Are they coming from an abusive home? Because this affects their mental health in terms of the housing characteristics. Because you may look at housing characteristics in terms of the ventilation. How does this impact their health? Because when you look at aspects of indoor air pollution, ventilation is an important aspect. So where you have good ventilation, you don't expect to have a lot of indoor air pollutants within the environment. And
Indoor air pollution.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So which is also tied to the project that I'm currently working on for Break the Cycle, which is an extension of my thesis for my master's, because I'm doing my master's at the University of Zambia. So for Break the Cycle, we're looking at children's safety in addition to indoor air pollution, as well as burns within the home setting. So we are confined to where now these children are coming from in the home setting, in terms of like the practices, the perceptions that their parents have. What do they do if there's an issue of a burn? How do they ventilate their spaces? In terms of practices when they are cooking, how do they take care of their children? So this is something that we are trying to explore in addition to finding out how we can protect the young ones. Because
Right.
according to statistics, we have over 500,000 children below the ages of
How many?
500,000 children below the ages of 5. That's
Zambia.
worldwide.
Worldwide.
Yes, that die as a result of indoor air pollutants. So these are statistics released by WHO and UNICEF. So these are children that are dying on a yearly basis, over 500,000, but it's something that can be addressed and prevented actually within the African.
So can you repeat that? So of those 500,000?
So the 500,000 are children below the ages of 5.
Okay, and how many of them?
These are the ones that are dying as a result of indoor air pollution.
500,000.
Yes, that's a big number.
Of a grand scale of what?
Mostly the specifics in terms of out of 700,000. So from pollution alone, we have 700,000. And then for indoor air pollution, specifically for indoor air pollution, we have over 500,000. Just children below the global.
And what kind of main continents or main
Uh,
area?
so these issues are more rampant in low to medium income countries. So most of the African countries would fall under the low to middle income description. That's also where Zambia falls. So these are West in low to middle income countries. even the cases of burns. So you'd find that within the African region, children are 2 times, especially those ones who are below the ages of 5, are 2 times more likely to get burnt within the home setup as compared to a child anywhere else globally. So we have
because of indoor cooking, because of
so many factors. Part of it is indoor cooking because cooking usually happens within the home setting, and due to our cultural preferences, especially in the African region, you find that the mother, while they're cooking, their child will be with them. So as a result, they're exposed to these pollutants. They're also at risk of getting burnt, depending on the stoves that the parents are using. Yes.
and it's quite a shocking reveal from looking at these numbers. So what are the solutions that, I mean, from research to solutions, what are the solutions that you mapped or addressed for this problem?
So for the solutions, we haven't yet finalized that bit. We're still collecting data. So yeah, so we still have to meet the mothers because we're specifically interested in as much as we're looking at children's health. We just want to get first the perceptions that these mothers have towards indoor air pollution. Is it an issue to them or not? Because sometimes you may find that some of the issues that are affecting children's health within their mother's context, within the family context, for them it's business as usual. It might not be as big as an issue, but we want to get what they think about these things. I know on burns, they're a bit alert in terms of protecting their children, but issues to do with air pollutants within the home setting, we want to still explore that further. So on the interventions, we'll actually come up with them once we finalize our work. So what they think and what they do in both scenarios for indoor air pollutants as well as burns. So when you look at burns, some of the questions that we want to ask is, if your child got burnt, what's the first thing that you do? So those are some of the questions that we are trying to find answers for, so that we know what they think and what they do as well. And then we can come up with interventions.
Yeah, very nice. What's the projection for this research? As in, how many years? What are we talking about to finalize?
Okay, so we should be able to, if all goes to plan, we should be able to conclude the data collection this year, by the end of the year, which is by December 31st, and then we analyze. And since it's also part of the school project, also in terms of other timelines, maybe by May next year or April, we should have results that we can publish. So that's the idea. But as soon as the results are in, we get approvals from the schools and as well as from Break the Cycle, because we still have their input in this work. Once all these things are finalized, even early next year, we should have all the results ready and published. People can access them, and even the interventions that we'll propose. So some of the interventions would be context specific, because we're looking at it from townships within Lusaka. So some of the townships have got the formal settlements and the informal aspect of it. So we are going in there. This is where we have a lot of issues. So the interventions may be context specific for that particular area, but some of them might be give us a direction for further exploration, because this would be like an explorative kind of study. Yeah. So when we get more information, we'll be able to say, okay, we also need to go further, researching this aspect, get more information that we can generalize and have interventions that at least address a lot of communities, not just a few communities.
Yeah. And then, of course, Break the Cycle has helped you to really do this research and yeah, get also the exposure needed, right? That's why you're also here, part of the conference, which is amazing. Is this, you feel this is your mission, as in this is going to be your life's work, beyond the data collection and interventions and so on?
Yes, beyond this research, because the intention is to still proceed within this field, especially trying to find solutions to the problems that affect my communities specifically. That will be like the starting point. When we find interventions that are able to work within the community, because that becomes like a pilot site, and then we can still extrapolate them in different communities with similar characteristics, or can be tweaked a bit to work in different specifics. So this for me will be my life mission. So I'm looking forward to doing more work in this in this space, specifically about indoor air pollution, because it's a big issue with issues to do with climate change and everything. So we find that certain health conditions are worsened as a result of people being exposed to different air pollutants. Because some of the cancers that we're seeing now as a result of being exposed to different air pollutants. So if we can deal with that aspect, we can prevent a number of diseases. Yes, so me, I'm pro prevention.
Of course.
So we need to find solutions that can help us prevent a lot of diseases and other infections. So this is my life's mission.
Goodson on the good place bench. It was meant to be, doing good. And I hope I can one day come and visit you in your own home country, city, and meet you on a public bench where you share all the impact that you've done within this project, within fighting indoor air pollution. Super relevant. I think it's also like something that really is a case of behavioral change because it's so embedded in culture. And people need to learn to cook differently indoors. But be aware as well. It's good for the children, for the next generation Zambians or Africans around the world. We always close off with the question, what is a good place to you, Goodson? And also, what should we all do to make sure that the place that we live in remains a good place?
All right. A good place for me, it's a place where we can raise our children in a safe and healthy environment. So what can we do in communities, even as individuals? So one aspect, especially within the home setting, on the chemical side, keep chemicals out of their reach. And then for those that are cooking and they want their children near them, when you're cooking, there should be some form of protective measures that the parents would do. This might not be like a common occurrence where you're coming from, but in our context, you'd find the mother would be cooking most of the times and the child would be nearby them. And even aspects of ventilation. It might sound simple, but when we have adequate ventilation, this might be also good. So those are some of the things that can be done at an individual space. And then within communities, we can also create environments where children can meet and still play. No one will attack them. They're still happy and they're free. So a good environment for me is one where we can raise our children in a safe and healthy environment, factoring everything that they need for their proper growth. So that's a good environment for me.
Are you dad?
Not yet. But I'll be a good dad. That one I've vowed I'll be a good dad. I want to be present in their life, provide and protect them to the best of my ability. So I'm looking forward to becoming one.
Thank you so much, Goodson. I'm inspired. And even with the last statement, as a dad, I got goosebumps. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Good luck with all the finishing up of the data collection and research. And we'll definitely be in touch. This was Goodson from the Good Place Bench. Signing out. See you soon. Bye.